Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It's Tuesday, August the 20th, the year's 2019. Let's talk trading. It's day 12 with the EURAUD. TROHL5. I'm going to show people how to use that indicator to set up, I think two or three of my methods, because it's really simple, and some people think they have to have my donational indicators, which you don't. It's just that, some of the donational indicators do make life easier, and um, they do have some advantages, but to get the basics down to do it, in fact, you don't even need TROHL5, but it just makes it a little bit easier, actually a whole lot easier than having to plot lines and move lines yourself. But, it doesn't matter about the indicators, because if you don't have your risk and money management in place, sooner or later, your account's going to blow up. I have to once again let you guys know, you traders know, these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine. And that, Forex trading, as all trading is very risky, and you can lose all your money that you put in your account if you're not careful. And that's why you have to have your risk management in place. Risk management, how much you're willing to lose per trade versus the position size. So, if you need any help, seek it from an accredited financial professional. So, quickly, if you're just tuning in, all the gaps filled this week. And for the weekly wick zone right here, price moved out of it. But let's go over here and see a blank chart. This is what you start with, right? And so then you're going to want to put indicators on it. Hopefully you want to put horizontal line indicators on it, not squiggly lines, and not draw geographic designs, triangles and octagons and circles and, all that other stuff. You just really don't need it. So, there's your blank chart. This is daily, and, I can see that yesterday was an inside bar. Price didn't break out at a high or low. Actually, it did break out at a low yesterday, so there was pips to be made. But, if I had to place a line here, and then maybe place a line there, and then maybe there at the close, and then, that's just a lot of work. And then I got to move those lines each day. So that's why we write indicators. That's why we have computers, right? So in fact, that was okay. Why is that on the NZD? Let me go back here and click on that again. Okay, that changed over. Okay, so blank chart. And so, as I just mentioned, here we have red and green candles, and you can see we take the previous day's high, previous day's close, which was the top since this was a green candle, and the previous day's open, which is the bottom, because once again it was a green candle, and the low. And then, so we have those horizontal lines plotted, and you can see the indicator also tells how far the current price is from each of those lines. Now, on this particular screen, I don't have the buttons down at the bottom. So if we switch over to the hour, you can see here what price did. There's the previous day's high. Okay. And then actually, there should have been something to shade the previous day. And here's the indicator. So let me show you the parameters here. You can, okay, show lines. Yes, we want to show the lines. We don't want to show them to the right. And we show the labels. We show the price boxes. Okay, that's all pretty much standard. We show the high and low. See, the indicator, name is TRO HL5. But so it started out just doing the high and low, but since then I've added so much stuff. and this is probably the HL5 was like the 5th version, but if I kept changing the name, then you'd have to go in and it was a pain. You have to go and update the charts and you lose a lot of work. So I just kept the same name, and it's probably about HL50 or 500 by now. I can't remember how many different modifications I've made to it. But if you have the initial TROHL, then you can see all what I've done. So here we're showing the high and the low. That's pretty much the default. But I say show top and bottom true. Okay. Now you could also say show open and low, and you have the same thing. It's just it wouldn't tell you which one was the top and which one was the bottom. So see, there's the close, there's the open. And so what we want to do is we want to have just show the previous day. So it's the daily period, my bars, 1, and my shift, because today is shift 0, one day before is shift 1. Now, let's see. I think shade previous day true. Shade bars. There's something on here. I forget why it. Oh, bars the shade? No. I'm wondering why. Maybe I don't have the right color. Shade previous day. I wonder why it's not shading the previous day. I'll have to look on a template. There's got to be something here. Now it's going to drive me nuts. Show something. Shade right, fall shade day, fall shade. Maybe that has to be set to true. There we go. So this is the current day here. So you can see price went through the previous day's low, the lower wick zone. It started out here, went to the upper wick zone, came out of the upper wick zone, into the lower wick zone, out of the lower wick zone, in and out of the lower wick zone, back in, back out, back in, and back out. So if you want to do wick zone trades, this is how you can set up TROHL5. And you don't have to have the shading on if you don't want it. Okay. Next, I've got two combined here. We've got the buy zone lines. Okay. And if you're wondering what that XZ is, I believe it's because it crossed it. I haven't used that feature in a while, so I'd have to look at the code. But this is the, or it exited the short zone, I think is what that means. So here's the open. You see it put in the high. And there's the rat zone. Right here, the red rat zone. So between here and here, you got the rat zone. And then down here, you have the green rat zone, and there's your low. So this is 20 pips above, this is 20 pips below. And let me show you how all those work here in TROHL5. So what we're doing, we're showing the open, we're showing the high and the low, okay? And then the high-low offset. So we're going to offset by 20 pips off the high, off the low, And so that creates the rat zone. Now, show the open offset, true. 10, so there's the outside of the buy zone, 10 pips above the open and 10 pips below. And that's how you do that. And down here, you want to do daily period, 1 day, and no shift. So this is all current. And that's how you can set up the buy zone right here and the rat zone. So remember, the buy zone is a breakout trade. So right here, price broke out right there. So this is where you want to go long. And then right here, it put in a high, and this is where you would want to turn around and go short, except right here, there wouldn't have been enough movement to have a red rat reversal because you don't have the range. But down here, once you got that daily range, you can go for the green rat reversal right here. And remember, on the rat reversals, you don't wait for price to get to this line to go long or this line to go short. No, you enter the trade somewhere between the lines because based on statistics, price is going to be 20 more pips away from the low and away from the high at the end of the day. So right now it's 43 pips off the high and 54 pips or 55, 54 pips above the low. And that's how to use TRO HL5 to do the buy zone, the rat zone, and the wick zone. So once again, you don't have to have the other indicators. Okay, but this is the buy zone, which is another free indicator right there. You can download that where I post my code. Okay, and please, people, please don't post my code on other forums. It's not that I don't want my code to be shared. It's just simply that if people don't get it from me, they might get an old version, or there might be a bug, so I can, update it. You know where to go and check for updates, and so then everybody's on the same page. So just tell them, hey, you want the code, go get it there. I'm not trying to promote other sites. It's just that it's much easier to maintain code in one location than it is all over the internet, because then that takes time. And I'd rather do some other things. So you can see here we had the pivot point right near the open, so no bias. So you just go ahead and take the trades as they present themselves. So a long trigger should have been a profit. A short trigger should have been a profit. And here, if you went through the weekly buy zone, right here, there would have been profit again, or just take that weekly open cross because it's usually profitable. And today we've got 6 pairs over 100, Euro, Aussie clocking in at 97. The Einstein line, you can see here, it was ranging. Finally, it broke out. Nice trade there. Price action, so simple. 2 ball at the bottom, green at the line, 1 ball at the top, red at the line. Or, that candles that open between 2 lines usually don't remain between those 2 lines, because price has to range. And once again, on the Euro AUD, you can pick up some pips, but because of the spreads, usually 2 or more, where you used to take 5, you might only get 3, or you might get more. Once again, looking at a blank chart, what do you see on the daily? And don't say you see support, because that's not what you see. That's a concept. What you see are these lines that pretty much stopped at the same point. Okay, it's right there. These lines here pretty much stopped at the same point. That's seeing. That's not me interpreting anything. That's not me talking about supply and demand, because that's a concept. So learn. So when I ask you, or tell you to trade what you see, make sure you're seeing what's there, not what you think is there. So I hope I've helped you. But remember, no matter what indicator you use, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks.